Hello again, everybody. Jim Hickey, also known as at Bass Fishing Tips on Twitter, here with you today. About a funny little story that happened on a recent outing. This was a third stop on a three-stop day. Um, Late in the day, one of my shore spots, just out trying to get a few bass. And first spot that day, I got three bass, including a nice 17-incher. Second spot, nothing. And then I get to this spot. Now, the picture I'm showing you here is actually not from this recent outing. It's actually from a year ago, little less than a year ago, last October, 2016. And when you get to this area, trying to fish it from shore last year, with the water levels down significantly because of the drought we were in, I could actually cast well out into the pond here, and it's usually where I get the bass. And when we get into this area, this is the launch area where you put in your boats, kayaks, canoes, whatever the case may be. Usually, if you get any activity in this area, it's these guys, okay, the smallish pickerel. Occasionally, there'll be a decent sized one, but usually they're the small guys. So, make a long story short, get there today, make my first cast out into this area, and all kinds of surface activity here as the lure went flying over the zone. And I assume they are mostly small pickerel again. So on that first cast, I found massive coontail that was out here, and it got wadded up with the coontail, so I drag it in here, and again, more fish activity as I'm bringing it through. So cleaned everything off, made the next cast slightly over to the right. In this area, you can kind of see some pads is more significantly filled in this year. So I got just to the edge of the pads, and I started to work the worm through, and there's a couple of kind of busts in and around it. And again, I'm thinking pickerel. And as soon as I get into here, there was a pretty significant kind of activity, like something swiped at it and missed. Again, kind of pickerel-like. And once I get up beyond the pads, right past this clump of weeds here, all of a sudden something comes shooting out, grabs it, and I kind of leaned into it a little bit, but I didn't really sit into it hard because I'm thinking pickerel, and again, thinking this size pickerel. Then all of a sudden, it shoots across over to here. Now, the significance here, like I said, last year it was low water. Every place I have these purple, pink arrows, the water level is all the way up there this year, okay? So it shoots across over here, and as soon as it gets over to here towards the bank, comes flying out of the water, throws the worm. It's a nice 18-inch-ish largemouth. Okay, so what's the moral of the story here? Don't always go on your past experience. Hook sets are free. So I guess the real title of this video could be, Set the Hook, damn it. Okay, lesson learned. So I lost that fish, and as I got the worm back in, soft stick bait, the hook point had come through, so I figured I probably got enough of the hook into the fish so it's not going to bite again. But I decided to work the area or nothing. So then I started to, again, fish out. Had a couple of small runs, but never got the hook into them. And then cast over to this pad field over here, which again is much more substantially filled out this year. And as I'm bringing it across, there was an opening, and as soon as I get to that opening, a big swirl. Set the hook this time, and out of the pads comes a 15-inch largemouth. Now I'm thinking, okay, dummy, you got 8-pound test, you got all these weeds. Again, see all this grass and stuff? Well, that's what I had to get it through because that's all underwater now. And there's some, clumps of stuff coming out here. But fortunately, I got it in, nice 15-inch largemouth. So of the two bass I actually hooked into, or almost hooked into here today, I got one, the 15-incher, but the 18-incher got away. Of course, the big one always gets away, right? So, lesson learned. One, don't always go on your past experience. And when you get that tick and the line takes off, set the hook. Yeah, if it's a pickerel, you get a 50% chance it's going to break it off. But, the price of a hook and a worm, I would have had a nice bass, and I just gone through with it today. So, something to think about, and we'll be back to you again real soon with more tales. Have a wonderful day, and tight lines all.